too. I don't wanna be your therapy no more, no more. You don't wanna hear this, but it's you, it's not me. Ooh, gotta go and grab a spoon now. Ooh, make a life for myself. Ooh, I don't know what I'ma do now. Ooh, but I don't need your help. Get out of my way, my way. I'm moving on up. Don't make me stay, to stay. I'm done being stuck. Get out of my way, my way. I'm moving on up. The last thing I will ever do for you is wish you the best of luck. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Catch you on the flip side. Maybe we can be friends when you're not so fragile. When you know yourself well, somewhere down the sweet line. When I do things for me, 'cause I don't wanna be your therapy. I wanna be free, so ooh, gotta go and grab a spoon now. Ooh, make a life for myself. Ooh, I don't know what I'ma do now. Ooh, but I don't need your help. Get out of my way, my way. I'm moving on up. Don't make me stay, to stay. I'm done being stuck. Get out of my way, my way. I'm moving on up. The last thing I will ever do for you is wish you the best of luck. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, 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 la 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 la, I know, you know, it's time you let me go. Don't call, don't follow, 'cause I'll do it fine on my own. I know, you know, it's time I'll let you go. Don't call, don't follow, 'cause I'll be gone. Get out of my way, my way. I'm moving on up. Don't make me stay, to stay. I'm done being stuck. Get out of my way, my way. I'm moving on up. The last thing I will ever do for you is wish you the best of luck. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la la la. Get out of my way, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la la la. Get out of my way.
I'm sorry we can only come and give words and comfort, but we are thinking about you the whole time and we really care about what's going on. So,
Sometimes it's lots more than financial.
well, if we can give you the odd smile here and there, that's important. So, you know.
Hello, everyone. Happy Archetypes Tuesday. Hope you're all doing well today. Just give me a 1 or thumbs up in the chat just to let me know that you can hear me, please. We all listen to Archetypes Tuesday today. Can you all hear me? Yes? Okay, fantastic. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Lauren and Black Queen and Compton Caligal. Thank you so much. All righty. So let's get through some of the other stories before we get into the headlining story today, and that's Archetypes Tuesday. So let's say hello first. Sorry, moving so swiftly on without saying hellos. Hi everyone, welcome to the chat. See if I can spot any names I don't usually see. Noreen Bengali, I think you're a member. I don't think I see you too often. Bonsoir. Okay, you must be French. Welcome to the chat. See if I can. Linda Lala. Good afternoon to you. See if there's any other names I don't usually recognize. Let's see. Oh, Huntley62. Don't think I've seen you before. Charity starts in the home. Yes, it does. And we know how this institution has treated its family members. Let's see, anyone else? Newbies, don't be afraid to say hello. We don't bite in the chat. Don't be quiet. Alrighty. Well, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe, everyone, and welcome everyone to the chat. And thank you to the mods as always. So, first things first, most popular names in the UK 2020 came out, and look who's on the list. We've got Archie making an appearance at 17, and Lily making an appearance at number 2 for the girls. And number 1 for the boys is actually Mohammed, which I guess shows the kind of change in demographics in the United Kingdom over the years. And also in the girls list, Emily and Emma, I think, used to typically top the charts. So it's interesting to see the changes of trends in names, but you can still see some relatively traditional English names still quite popular, like Arthur, Henry, Grace, Zara, Hannah, Isabella. But without a doubt, Lily and Archie, well, we know why those names have come up in the top 20, and how amazing, like Lily number 2. Magalit, I'm so happy for Lily. This little angel is getting too much hatred on Instagram. Yes. And remember what a big deal they made over them choosing the name Lilibet Diana. So it would appear that the people have spoken and the people are naming their babies after Lily and Archie. Oh yes, and Harry, thank you, April May. I didn't realize that Harry is actually number 13. Didn't realize that. Thank you for pointing it out. Right, so that was that. Also, I saw this, which just made me roll my eyes. So in the UK, the Department for Work and Pensions, which is also responsible for things like benefits, is sending a £10 Christmas bonus for those receiving certain benefits. So I'm assuming this is people receiving universal credit, job seekers allowance, probably disability allowance. £10. Given the rates of inflation, that £10 is literally nothing. Like, they might as well have just given nothing. And you're giving £10, and yet there are 65 million people in the UK. We're spending 100 million on the royals. So how about you just don't spend the money on the royals and distribute that money to the people instead, or to services where that money is needed? So that just really came across like a kick in the face to me. Lauren Brown, I guess Archie's first and middle name before he was born. My sister and were going crazy when I heard that. Wow, so you managed to guess Archie. I would have not guessed Archie. I'm not sure what I would have guessed for the boy, but I think for Lily, I actually thought they would name her Diana, like her first name would be Diana, but they went. I thought that they were going to be very bold like that, but they went for Diana as the middle name. All right, so that's that. Also, the other day, Harry and Meghan said their well wishes to Elton John for his farewell tour. And I was watching Facts and Two Cents' podcast, and I hadn't realized actually that Meghan had attended years ago an event that was partly put on by the Elton John's AIDS Foundation. And there were many other companies that sponsored the event as well. But I've seen that picture of Meghan on that red carpet many, many times, but I didn't really pay attention to the logos in the background. So it just shows that you know, Meghan did have connections well before she ever married into this family. And I'd actually forgotten that Elton John had put out a statement on behalf, sorry, defending the Sussexes some time back. So this was, I think, on his Instagram. He said, "I am deeply distressed by today's distorted and malicious account in the press surrounding the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's private stay at my home in Nice last week. Prince Harry's mother, Diana, Princess of Wales, was one of my dearest friends. I feel a profound sense of obligation to protect Harry and his family from the unnecessary press intrusion that contributed to Diana's untimely death. After a hectic year continuing their hard work and dedication to charity, David and I wanted the young family to have a private holiday inside the safety and tranquility of our home." So it goes on, but it just made me realize that so many people have come out for this couple except for their actual family, whether it's other celebrities, 72 female MPs, 255 journalists, writers, and broadcasters, and 0 from that family of theirs. Not to mention the hundreds and hundreds of fans across the globe. So I'm very disappointed. They continue to show themselves. But of course, they are held at ransom to people like this individual on the screen, Rothamir, who I think in that picture, I think that may have been at one of the hearings for the Levis inquiry. That looks like where that is. So yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever hear anything from the other members of the royal family that is genuine in regards to sticking up for their family members, because we've heard, statements like, "Oh, Harry and Meghan are much loved members of the royal family," and yet the press continue to attack them. So it's one thing to say that to say that you care about your family members, but you don't seem to be showing it by telling the attack hounds to back off. Over in the royal palaces, you had some interesting meetings. I think that this is Charles with the King of Spain. His father is currently on the run for corruption. I wonder if they talked about that. And also, the PM of South Africa is currently here on a state visit. I believe they're actually having a banquet at the moment. But this was earlier today. And there we can see William giving one of his loving glances to Miss Catherine. I'll go to your comments before I continue. Hi, everyone, if you're just joining the chat. Lauren Brown, if they give just 5% from the sovereign grant to the people, how much could that help? It would help a lot. It would help a lot. Cinderella, I thought her first name would be Diana as well. Yeah, I thought that they were going to be pretty bold. April May, someone needs to make that Christmas tree a sandwich. Which what? Christmas tree a sandwich? Sorry, I didn't get that comment. Joyce, Meghan's work is well documented before she met Harry. Yes. Oh, and don't forget to support Sussex Timeline. I haven't actually mentioned them for a while, but I'm sure that they are adding to that timeline all the time. And I do believe that they have a link where you can also put forward your time if you want to also help put entries into the timeline, and you can also donate to them because they're doing all of that work completely for free. It's really lovely. If you've never seen it before, let me actually get the link and post it again. It's Sussex Timeline. We actually had them on the show some time back, and they did a demonstration of it. Sorry, just give me a sec. All right, here's the link if anybody wants to go check out Sussex timeline or be involved in putting it together. Magalit, the Spencers have definitely not shown open support for sure. Yes. Incredible how quiet they've been. Joyce, everyone in the country is scared of the press. If they stick up for Harry and Meghan, there will be attacked. Yes, I mean, what happened to Jamelia Jamil? What happened to her? Lorna, I heard the King of Spain's father is in Saudi Arabia. There is no extradition treaty. Yes, that's where he is. I understand why they didn't give Lily Diana as first name. This way, Lily has her own identity. Yes, that is true, actually. That is very true. All right, so that is that. I've got for your comments. Right, Meghan's appearance on the the Jimmy Fallon the Tonight Show. So there was an article that went out on NBC that she was going to appear on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, and then that got taken down pretty swiftly. And the original announcement said that said that Meghan would be appearing on the show on Wednesday, December the 7th, and be talking about her upcoming projects, the documentary centering around her and Harry. So I'm not quite sure how that got put out because this wasn't posted on some gossip site. It was actually posted on the official NBC website. So I don't know if somebody's getting fired for putting that out too soon. But we all got excited and then they pulled it down. Now, she could still be appearing on December 7th. But as with most things in Montecito, there are no leaks, and maybe just somebody got ahead of themselves. If they've taken it down, it probably means that they didn't mean to announce it so soon. But yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. She was meant to make this appearance, I believe, around the time of the Queen's funeral. But obviously, because all of that happened, a lot of things got pushed back. So I'm sure we'll see the appearance at some point, but they probably want to be a lot more secretive about it. And I'm not surprised because I do think it's just better when things get dropped and the UK press don't know anything about it. I prefer things that way. Magalit, the King of Spain was a philanderer, womanizer, used state agencies to pay his lovers, was involved in many dirty deals. Sounds just like your average royal. Lauren Brown, you said, I'm dying to see her and Jimmy Fallon. They'll have such fun banter. I know, right? Can't wait. Irene Gomez, you said, in a way, I feel sorry for this family. I feel like they don't and can't trust each other, and that must be a hard field to navigate. Everything is calculated. I'm glad Harry and Meghan have left that toxic environment. Yeah, I mean, it's like you've got to look at the people in your family members also as people that you're competing against for attention, competing against for position and status. And if you are ranked lower, and there is a ranking system, which is even more weird and awkward, if you are ranked lower, you can't outshine anybody who's ranked higher. Even if you are just by your nature more popular and people like you, there's nothing you can do about it. You've still got to make yourself small. It's just not a productive, uplifting way to live and be. I don't know if I'd say I'd feel sorry for them, but I definitely pity them. What a life. Shayna, I've come to the conclusion that Meghan showed the royal family and public how traditional they really are After all their talk of modernizing, that's why they're so against it. Partly, yes. Joyce, I think someone got ahead of the announcement. It may be like Ellen. No one knew she was going to be on until she was there. Yeah. I mean, it was literally like a couple of days before, right? We got a small trailer and then we got the show some days later. Carol, I wonder if it was meant to be coordinated with an announcement from Netflix. Yeah, I mean, somebody must have written the article, scheduled it, then it went out. Big mistake. Big mistake. Fatoumata, I personally believe that the appearance was supposed to be a surprise and a closeted squaddy that works at NBC got excited and announced it. Probably. All right. So yeah, that was that. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Now over on Twitter, where the drama resides, this was happening. Piers Morgan decided to go on Fox News and do the only thing I think he can do to get attention now is put Harry and Meghan on his mouth. And the only reason I'm even giving this any attention, because that's what he wants attention, is because there are receipts, sir. There are receipts of you criticizing the royal family for their racism and discrimination. Now, I believe that this appearance on Fox News is them just trying to dirty the fact that Harry and Meghan are going to be getting the Kennedy Award. They had to just throw something in there just before the award ceremony happened. And who better to pull out of a dark cave than Piers Morgan himself? So he basically went on Fox News and said that the giving Harry and Meghan the Human Rights Awards is absolutely disgusting. And then he tweeted this. And he said that it was absolutely laughable, that we've still had zero evidence from these two grifters, because you're not a grifter yourself, Mr. Morgan, about a single act of racism they encountered in the royal family. And this is what Morgan said when he still thought that he had a chance of being friends with Meghan.
Meghan's marrying into a family which has, to put it mildly, a dodgy track record on race. It's not Meghan Markle's problem, it's their problem.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Meghan's marrying into a family which has, to put it mildly, a dodgy track record on race. It's not Meghan Markle's problem, it's their problem.
One more time for the girlies in the back.
Meghan's marrying into a family which has, to put it mildly, a dodgy track record on race. It's not Meghan Markle's problem, it's their problem.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, does he forget that there are receipts, or does he think that we won't pull them up? Or is he so convinced that his followers just won't care and they eat up everything he says? I don't know what it is, but it's just whiplash with these people, listening to them go from one thing to the other. And yes, that was, I believe, around the time of the wedding, when he still thought he had a chance to be friends with her. There is still no hard evidence that he ever even met Meghan, that they ever went for a drink. And even if they did, what is a drink? It doesn't make you friends. And given this man's history, Meghan had every single reason to block him. And thank goodness that she did. And criticizing them for getting this award when other royals literally buy theirs. I mean, you had this lady here, Louisa something, saying that the Kennedy Award that's been given to the Sussexes is a vanity award. And then somebody else responded by saying, what, like this one? Referring to William's BAFTA for his Earthworm Prize. William, of course, is the BAFTA president. He's given out BAFTA awards, and then he becomes a BAFTA award winner. And he also hired the former BAFTA president to be one of the royal household's communications officers at one point. No conflict of interest at all. So yeah, we expected this. They're always going to pull out something like this before anything positive comes. But Kerry Kennedy did say that she knew that Harry and Meghan would be ostracized for calling out the royal family's racism. And this article actually came out a couple of days ago, but I don't think I read it out. So I'm sure most of you have probably seen or read it already, but I'll just read it out for those of you that didn't. Oh, okay. My phone's not loading at the moment, but basically, she gave an interview to another magazine where she stated this. So that is that, and I think those are all of the main stories before we get on to archetypes. Oh, one more thing before we do get on to archetypes. In the Shanquella Robinson case, we do have a positive update. First and foremost, they've raised so much money for her family, so hopefully they will actually have enough money now to hire the lawyers, get all the help that they need to make sure that they get justice. But an extradition has been agreed. So there's probably a very good chance now that the 6 or 7 so-called friends, accomplices, I think they're calling them the Carbo 6 now, will be extradited and face trial. So well done to everyone who made some noise, because if people hadn't made any noise, they were pretty much ready to throw this case away. They had already decided, well, she's died of alcohol poisoning and that's it, and they threw away the case and they let these people go back to the US pretty much unquestioned. So well done to everyone. Sometimes social media can do positive things like this. Okay, so before we get on to Archetypes Tuesday, I will just take your comments. Maggie, nothing Piers Morgan can do about it, but he will make sure to talk about it and get him some extra clicks. It's just hilarious at this point, and I think even his own fan base are bored of it. It's like, how much longer are you going to rant about this couple? And we know that his court case is coming up soon, so he's going to do everything to deflect. Fatimata, Meghan Markle has become part of Piers Morgan's identity. Yeah. He has just ruined Ronaldo's career, but he still needs the Duchess for attention. Yeah, I haven't watched that interview with Ronaldo. I'm not a big football fan, so I can't say that I care too much about what happens to Ronaldo. But a lot of people were apparently annoyed. I did see a very short clip of someone who was questioning Piers Morgan's conduct. And he somewhere in the debate that they were having, he brought in the way Morgan had treated Meghan. I don't know how Meghan entered this conversation, but I think he tried to make some parallel there. But yeah, I think that Piers Morgan is a hop, skip, and court case away from truly having the end of from the end of his career. It's not going to be too long now. It's incredible that with all his failings, he's had a career for this long. Carol, does Piers have followers? I thought he had the lowest rated show on TV. They're going to keep kicking that can down the road for as long as they can. Valerie, Piers never met Meghan. I don't think he did either. Yeah, Rochelle, I need to see that picture because he never misses a chance to take a picture with a famous person. Rochelle, I hope someone tweeted that out to Piers Morgan and his friends. Well, I put it on Twitter and people have been tagging him in it. The thing is, because he's blocked me, I don't think he's going to see my tweet. Victoria, yes, he is a hypocrite, indeed. Yeah, done it. He applauded Meghan prior to the wedding, but once he wasn't invited, he joined the hate campaign. Sarah, it is sad that a grown man didn't understand that he didn't have a personal relationship but spoke to her on social media like her other fans of Suits. So when her media closed, no more contact. Yeah, he got pissy about it. Black Queen, there are 4 Mexicans under investigation for lying about the medical reports. Oh, thank you so much for that, Black Queen. I did not know. Hopefully this young woman and her family will get justice. And you know what's interesting? I've been watching a lot of reaction videos to Shanquella's case, and what's shocking to me is when you go to the comment section of a lot of these videos, how many people are saying that they have friends who they're very suspicious of, or friends who they're going to cut off, or they've had similar experiences in the past, even physical altercations where they were beat on by jealous people. So I think this has given a lot of people some pause. Just think about, who's around you and are these people really happy for you? And if you have a bad feeling about someone, cut them out, guys and dolls. You don't need that negative energy in your life. And it's why it's so important to prioritize peace, because when you know what peace feels like, you don't let drama in your life or negative people that are literally going to conspire to harm you. Like what happened to this poor young woman. All right. So that's that. Archetypes Tuesday, your comments, please. What did you think about it? Now, I did not know about either of those two women. I know Candice Bichelle because of obviously Sex and the City, but I did not know about Michelle J. Rodriguez. But a very interesting topic nonetheless. And there were a couple of things that I absolutely loved about this episode. First of all, well, let me just, before I get into it, let me just read what the synopsis for the episode was. Go to my notes. So so this is the second from last episode, right? So I've got one more to go next week. So Meghan explores the freedom and fulfillment that can be found when we live outside of the labels that we are given by society. Joined by Sex and the City author Candice Bichelle and actor and activist Michelle Rodriguez. Together, they dive into an open conversation about expressing one's identity and embracing the nuances that make each of us quite simply human. And it is true, when you maybe don't conform to society's norms, the more you don't conform to society's norms, both men and women, I think, are punished for that, but women in a very different way. And trying to be your most authentic self in a society that tries to put you in a box can be very difficult. And there was a part of the podcast where Meghan says something along the lines of she talks about trying to find out who it is you're meant to be in the midst of all of this mixed messaging and social conditioning that we have growing up. And I am now in my 30s, and I feel like, and I wonder if anybody else feels like this as well, I'm actually going through a phase now of unlearning. So the first, coming up to the age of 29 and 30, I felt like I was learning a lot about the world. I was learning a lot about myself. I was learning a lot about what I had to be, what I thought I had to be. And now I'm doing a lot of unlearning to become my most authentic self. And this was a phrase I think that Meghan used, trying to become your most authentic self in a world that's trying to tell you who and what to be. And I think that when you're young, you have so many dreams, ambitions, and ideas. And then life comes along. And what is life? Life is sometimes struggles, hardships. Life is studying. Life is working. Life is like all the things that basically come with life, and that can sometimes veer you off course from all of those dreams and ideas that you had. And trying to find yourself again in the middle of all that, it can be a task. Like I remember being 14, 15, 16 and having so many dreams and ideas. And I just sometimes I look back and I'm like, where did that young woman go? I lost her somewhere in the middle. And it took the big global shift that we all experienced in 2020, basically the pandemic, to kind of slow me down, stop me even, because the world pretty much just stopped, and reassessed, where I am in life, reassessed where that girl went and what I needed to do to try and get some of that, creativity and zest for life back. And sometimes you do just need to give yourself um, a reset. And upon having that internal reset, I'm now going through an unlearning. So I'd be interested to know if you relate to any of that, or if you relate to any of the experiences that were talked about in the podcast. And at the beginning of the podcast, we actually hear that Meghan went back to her old high school. She surprised some of the young women there. We hear her going through the halls, going back to her old locker and talking to those young women, and them echoing a lot of the things that have been said throughout the episodes. And that particular meeting with those young ladies was actually recorded before they even knew what the podcast was about, and they still echoed some of the same sentiments. That they noticed that things like the B word are used quite flippantly, and other kind of archetypes and stereotypes, harmful, that are used to describe women. So it was very sweet, I think, to hear her talk to these young women and actually give them a platform, and also just very sweet to go back to her old school. One of the other things that she talked about was that she had a friend who gave her this plaque that she has in her house, and the plaque says, "Human, kind, be both." And if you go on Twitter, or if you go on the Duchess of Success official Instagram, now I actually made these that you can see on the screen. These are like printables and screensavers, so you can screenshot them or print them out and put them as wall art yourself as well. And I think I'll actually send these in an email if you wanted to print them out. But yeah, let me know what you thought about the episode in general. And I can't wait for the last one. I can't believe it's going to be the last one. I hope there's like a season 2, or maybe Harry comes in with a season 2 and he's like Archetypes, the remix, but this time from the perspective of men, because I think you definitely get some very interesting conversations with that one as well. But I have enjoyed all of the episodes so far. Good evening to everyone who's just joining us. Oh, 700 in the chat. Thumbs up, everyone. Right. Thank you so much, Black Queen, for reminding everyone. I have 5 friends: my husband, my sister, me, myself, and I. Do you know what? That's another thing. The number of people who have come out and said, and this is why I don't have friends, and this is why I don't like people. And I think that's sad. I think it's sad to feel like you can't trust people. You should be able to have friends and enjoy other people's company. But I think it's just about being very selective, and your friends are the family that you can choose. And like I said, it's why it's so important to really create as much peace in your life, because when you have peace in your life, you have a better sense of who's bringing chaos. Whereas if you have normalized chaos and dysfunction, you won't recognize who's disturbing your peace. Fatimata, the Sex and the City writer, said not only she wasn't to write the TV show. Did you mean to say that she didn't write the TV show but didn't make a lot of money? That really shocked me. because many got very rich on that show and movies. Yes, that was quite shocking to me as well. Yeah, Sex and the City was huge. I mean, it was one of the most successful shows of the 90s, right up there with Friends and those big sitcoms at the time. Light Side of the Moon. Yes, it's interesting. It's a process of learning, unlearning, becoming more comfortable and confident, being okay with both successes and failures. Amen to that light side. You get closer to your happy place with age. 100% agree with that. Joyce, Meghan has become uh, acquainted with a diverse group of women and diverse issues to discuss. The podcast series should be expanded into a documentary. It has been so helpful. Meghan and her staff did good. Yes. Ron Brown, it takes time to find oneself. Absolutely. I listen to women in their 40s, 50s. Oh, there's one YouTuber actually who I follow. She's in her 50s and she talks about like fashion and life and relationships. And I just love listening to her wisdom and just to see a woman of her age, just literally, she's the epitome of living my best life. And there has to be something that comes with getting older, the wisdom you gain, and I think just the confidence you gain throughout life. And it's just great to see a woman of her age living with such joy, because I think that's another thing that gets placed on women. You get to a certain age, and you're used goods, and you're not as attractive as you were in your youthful days. So it does take time to find oneself, and I think the older you get, the more you find yourself, and um, I think the better life gets, right? Because there's just a lot of things that you don't put up with. There's a lot of things that you aren't bothered as much by. Alan, thank you so much. I love the way you got really out of that first line. Yes, I was not gonna say and butcher that word. And thank you so much for the super chat. Uh, if I seriously can't say a word, I leave it. Um, Annie, life is filled with ups and downs for everyone. Yes. Joseph, hello, Joseph. Meghan refused to confine herself to the box and lane that the firm wanted her to stay in. Thank goodness she's free to express her true self. Yes. And we'll never know who that lady was who told her before her wedding not to stop her activism. But thank you to that lady, whoever you are, wherever you are. That was the best advice you could have given Meghan. Tamiko, I love the diversity and the easy conversation they have. Yes. Oh, and I forgot to mention actually, um, also the fact that she's added other perspectives from other marginalized group as well, including the LGBT community. I think on this episode we had a trans woman, and there was another episode. Was that the episode of Mendy Kaling where they had perspective from a lesbian woman as well? So it has been very diverse in terms of race, sexuality, and all kind of viewpoints and lived experiences as women, and all of the archetypes that we get placed on us. So all around, it's just been a very, very strong series. Official Lauren Brown, the remix. Yes. Archetypes, the remix. Let's hear from the Menses. I could definitely see Harry sitting down and having some pretty deep and meaningful conversation with men as well. I'd love to hear that, because I don't think I've ever heard anything like that. Especially now that we're trying to have more progressive conversations about men and masculinity and how they express their masculinity. I could definitely see that. Oh, Lauren, you said the thing is that it is important to recognize jealousy and know how to recognize people who push boundaries and have ill intent towards you. If they push a small boundary, they will push a big one. Exactly this. Exactly this. Tashmak, you said, I love that all of these podcasts introduce us to a world of other people's experiences and educate us on things we could have never imagined or understood before. Yes, that is very true. Lightside, please drop her info in the chat. I'd like to check her out as well. Oh, whose info? Whose info? Sorry, remind me. Fishbowl memory over here. Dana K. Oh, by the way, that's pretty much the end of the podcast, y'all. I'm just gonna read through your comments and then we'll call it a day. Oh, when you said her info, you meant the lady who I listened to. Yes, Lauren Brown. Oh my God, it is Fumi. How did you know that? Do you listen to her as well? Wow, that's so amazing that you knew who I was talking about. Yes, it is Fumi. Okay, I'll find her channel and just post the link now. Yes, it is Fumi Desalu Vault, and she actually did a video about the whole Shanquella Robertson case, and her story about it is really fascinating, actually. Very similar to what happened to this poor young lady. So let me post in the chat. Yeah, and she's actually done a really nice video about Meghan and Meghan's style as well. So yes, thank you so much, Lauren. I don't know who Sandra is though. What's Sandra's full YouTube name? Joe Blogs, Duchess, Anne. Oh, sorry, yeah. Meghan continues to demonstrate she is not one-dimensional, and that's grating the goat of those on Shutter Island. She continues to prove her true value. Yes. Irene, I would love to see Meghan's podcast be more interactive. I wish we were able to comment along with the podcast. So many fabulous things are said, and I love to discuss them at the time. Yeah, but the only problem with that, you would have to have very, very heavy moderation, and that's the only problem with that. I would definitely love that too, but I'm not sure that's possible. I'd love also though to see a video of what we're listening to, because video actually has become a really big part of podcasting. Because even when you watch things like trying to think of, I don't know, I think like Joe Rogan, I think he has like obviously the audio, but you can also watch the video version as well. And it's just nice to actually like see the person talking. Wendy, aging is life lessons in the end. It's what you learn and grow from. Yes. Quattro Queen, I like Mindy's episode. I could relate as a single woman. Yes. That was, I've loved all the episodes, but that one in particular, there were things that Mindy said that resonated with me so strongly that I was just immediately like sending it to every single one of the girls in my chat. So all of the episodes have had me clapping, but that one got me sharing. I was like, girl, you need to listen to this and go straight to the 16-minute mark where Mindy says this, because girl, that's you. Joe, Meghan is using her smarts and being totally inclusive. This is going to pay off for her in the end. I agree. Thank you so much, Elaine, for the super sticker. Thank you so much, hon. Happy Monday to you. Cookies and Cream, you said, I love the way Meghan surrounds herself with like-minded, intelligent, innovative, confident, successful, and passionate women like herself. Yes. And when you surround yourself with people like that, that's what you become. You are the sum of the next 5 people next to you, right? That's the saying. So this is why I never understood this whole idea of being jealous of other people who are more successful than you. I want to be around people who are more successful than me, more smart than me, because then I can learn from them. So I don't understand. I mean, listen, we're all human and we all have moments of jealousy, but it's just about taking a step back and saying, just because they have doesn't mean I can't have. And if I want what they have, well, let me just ask how they got there. We're seeing what jealousy can do, or we see what it does within the dynamics of the royal family. And instead of actually, learning from Meghan, who could have taught them a lot, they've decided to launch a smear campaign to destroy her. And it's only then destroyed themselves. And that's what jealousy does in the end. You think you're pouring poison for the person that you hate, but you're pouring it for yourself. Joseph, I am a self-assured man who doesn't feel threatened by strong women. I admire strong women and value their input. Sometimes a woman's touch makes all the difference in solving a difficult problem. And we love you too, Joseph. Thank you. Thank you so much. No, it's really, really good to hear. And it's just, do you know what? I been going to judo for the last couple of weeks, and there's a few guys in that class who, when you have to go up against them, they really make a concerted effort to, and a lot of them are like the higher level belts, to just really help you improve. And it's just such a refreshing energy to be around that supportive male energy. So we do appreciate that, Joseph. And that's how it should be. Like, we should be, men and women uplifting each other. There's no need to feel intimidated. And look at what it's done for Harry as a man. He has a woman who completely compliments him, she compliments him, the alpha meeting the alpha. And that's how you build and you thrive together. Joe Blogs, wasn't it Gloria Steinem who told Meghan not to give up her activism? She doesn't actually say the name. She doesn't say the name of the person who it was. Thank you so much, Wilson, for coming. Much appreciated. Lauren, Sandra at Life Over 60. Thank you so much. She's not the same demographic, but she really is wise and was a life coach. Okay, amazing. I'll definitely check her out. Thank you. Joe Blogs, sometimes they're not in the same room when recordings are being made. Yeah, sometimes it's over Zoom, but it would still be interesting to just, see the facial expressions. That would be really fun. So I hope that they do that for the next season. A crotch check queen, you resonated with Mindy as well. Yeah. Joyce, Meghan's ratings are fine. She made her mark. Yeah, some people are saying, the ratings for this episode are a little bit down, and I mean, down. But what is down? Like 20 out of hundreds of thousands of other podcasts. Like, come on, that's not down. This podcast has made its mark, and that's what matters. Antoinette, amen to having peace of mind and cutting out the noise. Yes. Protect your peace, everyone. All right, who's going to get the last word of the day? Joe Blogs, you said, I'm inspired by the confidence of successful people, not threatened by it. And that's the way it should be, I think. Crack me up. Meghan broke the glass ceiling with her podcast. She did her thing. Indeed. And yes, Joyce, I agree with you. She could have taught that family a lot. And there's no need for Harry and Meghan to go back to that. Crack me up, love. The family is not global. No. Well, they are, actually. For all the wrong reasons. For all the wrong reasons. Official Lauren Brown, do you think there will be a second season? Well, there has to be. I mean, it's Archetypes audio, right? So presumably they're either gonna, Harry and Meghan will either record more of their own or produce others. I don't think it's just going to be one. I'm sure there's more to come. Joe Blogs, I would have loved to see Meghan's face last week when she said "Hello, love." Yeah, that's why I really want the videos versions as well. Lauren, could she create another podcast? Yeah, maybe it will be something else completely different with a completely different topic. You know, we know that Meghan had many interests before joining the royals. She loved to travel. So maybe something travel based. Who knows? Possibilities are endless. Right, crack me up, love. I'm going to give you the last word of the day. No bad energy. Wishing everybody a wonderful week. If there is a podcast tomorrow, as usual, it will be a lot earlier on in the day. And yeah, have a great evening, afternoon, wherever you are, guys and dolls. Ciao.
I know you don't mean to, but you're blocking my view. I know you got issues, but I got my shit too. I don't wanna be your therapy no more, no more. You don't wanna hear this, but it's you, it's not me. Ooh, gotta go and grab a spoon now. Ooh, make a life for myself. Ooh, I don't know what I'ma do now. Ooh, but I don't need your help. Get out of my way, my way. I'm moving on up. Don't make me stay, to stay. I'm done being stuck. Get out of my way, my way. I'm moving on up. The last thing I will ever do for you is wish you the best of luck. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Catch you on the flip side. Maybe we can be friends when you're not so fragile. When you know yourself well. Somewhere down the sweet line. When I do things for me, 'cause I don't wanna be your therapy. I wanna be free, so ooh, gotta go and grab a spoon now. Ooh, make a life for myself. Ooh, I don't know what I'ma do now. Ooh, but I don't need your help. Get out of my way, my way. I'm moving on up. Don't make me stay, to stay. I'm done being stuck. Get out of my way, my way. I'm moving on up. The last thing I will ever do for you is wish you the best of luck. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, I know, you know, it's time you let me go. Don't call, don't follow, 'cause I'll do fine on my own. I know, you know, it's time I let you go. Don't call, don't follow, 'cause I'll be gone. Get out of my way, my way. I'm moving on up. Don't make me stay, to stay. I'm done being stuck. Get out of my way, my way. I'm moving on up. The last thing I will ever do for you is wish you the best of luck. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la la la. Get out of my way, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la la la. Get out of my way.
Meghan's marrying into a family which has, to put it mildly, a dodgy track record on race. It's not Meghan Markle's problem, it's their problem.